Cleveland Pulse faithful, welcome on. It is Saturday, July 1st. First of all, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. This is something me and Justin have been working at for multiple years, so we appreciate that. But that's enough. Enough aside. We got Woj news, breaking news. Free agent Max Strus has agreed on a 4-year, $63 million sign and trade with the Cleveland Cavaliers. His agent tells ESPN in a 3-team deal, the Miami Heat get a second-round pick. The Spurs acquired Cedi Osman, Lamar Stevens, and a second rounder. So we needed the third team to facilitate the money, it sounded like. And it's interesting because I tweeted this out last night. Go over, follow us on Pulse Cleveland. I tweeted this out. I said, who is holding up this trade? The Cavs, the Heat, the third team, or Strus? And of course, the least voted upon person was Max Strus. But the way Woj words this is that free agent Max Strus has agreed on a 4-year deal. So maybe they were waiting for Strus all along. I'm not too certain how some of these 3-team trades work. But Justin, give me your thoughts. The Cavs do send 2 players away to San Antonio to acquire Strus.
Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, there's a lot to break down with free agency so far. I know, Jeff, you got on last night for the first official signing of free agency for our Cavs, but trying to stick with Strus here. It's very interesting. And before you and I got started here, we talked about Cedi and Lamar going. I'm more than okay with getting rid of Cedi. I know that he's a fan favorite for some. I know other people really do despise him. One Ricky Gilmore, I'll call him out right now. He's been calling for Cedi's head for a long time. But Lamar was one of those players where everyone last year was calling for his name, calling for him during the playoffs. Everyone thought he was the spark plug guy, but he never really got a good shake here. And I don't think he was ever really going to, because I think Isaiah Mobley is going to come up and kind of take minutes away from him. And you got Bates now, who, again, another high value prospect that needs time to develop, who has minutes to give away. If they're not going to take minutes away from Isaac, we already know that's not going to happen as of right now. So very interested here, but I do think all in all, you get a 5-8 guy without giving up a 5-8 guy, because I think those two were fringe.
That's valid. And I don't really know how to feel about this move because there's a lot going on. You give
Yeah.
up 2 players, you got to pay them. It's a 4-year deal. I don't think that you could consciously say that this is a home run or a whiff right off the bat, but let's just take the principles of how we want free agency to operate. I think that last year we had a lot of criticisms that JB couldn't figure out rotations. So you do consolidate the roster. He doesn't have to think about, should I go with Cedi? Should I go with Lamar? Should I go with Dean Wade? We do. I think it does say a lot that we keep Dean Wade,
Yeah.
and I get it, because he just got extended. So Altman isn't going to trade somebody who he just extended, I don't think, because that kind of reflects in a certain way against the organization. But you get Strus in the building. Is he the starter? Is he starting at the 3 on opening night?
Yeah, from what I believe is going to be the case, he's the projected starter, and
He's
you're
making
definitely not
16 million a year.
exactly.
But then again, you give Levert 16 million a year and he's not going to start. So you can't really say that.
Here's the thing. I think if this is what I am meant to believe, everyone was saying that this guy is a projected starter on everyone else's team. And, I've seen a lot of people have the take about, like, I don't know about getting a Miami guy because Eric Spoelstra works magic over there. And,
I've said that.
We'll see how it works. But I think in order for this move to make sense, he has to come in and be the unquestionable starter at 3, because the other guy that we got, Jeff, you're going to have to help me out with the names here, but
George Niang.
George Niang, I think he's the projected first guy off the bench with Levert at this point. And now we're really, we're already not even a full day into free agency, and now we have so many rotational questions that, like, I'm in a blender right now. I don't even know, like, where to start and where to end with it.
Yeah, it's definitely confusing. I just don't. It's free agency is going to be so interesting. We're going to be back with more news because I don't know if Windhorse was just saying stuff in earlier in the middle of the week because none of these moves have been outlandish.
Mm-hmm.
So that movie there wasn't real, isn't coming, or it's soon to come. So there's your options. We get Niang, we re-sign Levert, and now we have Strus. Um, let's just really quickly before we wrap up here because you don't really follow players besides like not very closely, but I mean, what were his numbers last year? 11.5 points per game, 35% from the 3-point line, 3.2 rebounds per game, 2.1 assists per game. I think let me give a positive and let me give a negative before we wrap it up, and you do the same.
Okay.
I'm glad we're adding the shooting.
Yep.
He's a 35% 3-point shooter. You can't ask for much more than that. But I'm nervous with these moves. And not that, like you said, not that Chetty sees the floor a whole lot in consistent minutes and is known as a rebounder. Same way with Lamar, but we're not getting any bigger, and that's a little bit of my issue. These guys are Niang 6'7". We know Levert is a kind of he rebounds when he wants to. He's decent at it, I think, but this guy's really not a rebounder, and I think that's something we struggled with in the series against the Knicks. So I think that's coming up next for the Cavs is an established backup five.
Yeah. My positives, obviously, like you said, the 3-point shooting is a huge need. It would be very hypocritical of me to be coming on here and being like, I said I don't want the Strus trade to happen. It's happened. I've got to live with it. I got to say, though, the money, whatever, I'll take that aside. Very happy with us going out and getting the 3-point shooting. I think again, going back to the Lamar and Chetty thing, you got rid of like guys who were fringe 8 through 10 players and went and secured a 5 and 6, 7, or 8 guy. Because now you're looking at Garland, Mitchell, Strus, Mobley, Allen, Karras, Jang, who else? Isaac, and there's your 8. There's no size to that group though. Who's the big man coming out the rotation there?
Right.
So that's the only problem. Like Jeff said, size is a very, very big problem here. We'll see how we go about that, but not a lot of money left to work with.
Yeah, so true. Well, just appreciate you hopping on this early morning
Absolutely.
upload. Literally just rolled out of bed.
Same.
Still trying to figure out what's going on, but we'll make it
We were
work.
waiting on this all night.
I
And
know
it's
I
like
had his notifications on, like I'm hearing it in my sleep. Like Woj is not going to catch me in my sleep, so I'm hearing the dinging, and then it was nothing. It was like random stuff all night, like him just doing
it
one-off
was
reports.
it
Then
was
it's
just
like,
so
oh,
weird that they had the contract details already, and it was
yes.
just like, oh, but they need to find a third
Well,
team to
that's what I'm
finalize it.
wondering. I'm wondering if he thought that he was going to get more money somewhere else in a sign and trade, and nobody else came through. But who knows
Who
how that
knows?
situation really developed. But we appreciate you guys being here for the upload. Like I said, hit that like button, comment down below. Strus, good idea, bad idea. Has he kind of just been made off of one playoff run, last year making it all the way to the finals with Jimmy Butler? Or is this a great signing for the Cleveland Cavaliers? Let us know and make sure you're subscribing. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.